Hi, I'm Charles with AniCap. Previously, Bai was accepted as a disciple to become an immortal. In the immortal realm, Bai would discover that his chosen walk is able to double the power of anything he puts in it. However, he loses some lifespan when he does. Fast forward 5 years to when Bai has become the youngest patriarch of the Spirit Stream sector and the Bloodlord of the Bloodstream sector. He leads the two sectors to victory in a war against the Profound Stream sector and is granted the role of patriarch of the newly formed sector. Bai eventually finds himself being consumed by a powerful toad, but manages to get himself out. The story continues as we see that the ancient black dragon has informed the patriarchs of Bai's situation, and they desperately rush to help him. If something were to happen to him, it would be a disaster for the entire Spirit Stream sector. However, we see that Bai is just fine, and is in fact getting revenge on the toad for eating him. Bai's newest weapon is extremely powerful, but the toad is a formidable opponent. It is not easily defeated, but Bai manages to pin it down, and he gives it one last chance to surrender. The beast surrenders, so Bai lets it live this one last time. However, he explains that the toad must tell his fellow beasts that no matter what sort of exceptional monster they are, when they meet the chosen one, Master Bai, they must back down like a good beast. Bai turns to find that the patriarchs have arrived. They are amazed to see that he not only subdued a quasi-beast king all by himself, but his strength is also just a hair's breadth away from the peak stage of Foundation establishment. They realize now that they were all worried for nothing. Bai thinks to himself how he is worried, as he doesn't want anyone to know that he has found such an amazing treasure. To hide his newfound strength, Bai tells everyone that someone had set up a secret array, weakening the beast, and it's the only reason he was able to survive. Hongzong is very aware of what Bai is hiding, and wonders to himself if he thinks that they will take his weapon away from him. Bai expresses his great gratitude towards the patriarchs for coming to his rescue, and offers the toad as a thank you. He explains that the toad will stand guard to protect the Spirit Stream sector, and Hongzong agrees to it. Hongzong then recommends that Bai take some time to enjoy the many views the Spirit Stream has to offer, since once they set out this time, they may never return. The reality of the situation really begins to set in as Bai takes his recommendation and admires the beauty of the Spirit Stream landscape. After some time, a barrier is put up over the entire Spirit Stream sector, and the Spirit Stream division of the river-defying sector sets out for battle. The battleships are gigantic, and Bai and his friends are aboard one of them. In the Bloodstream sector, Shang gathers as much blood essence as he can and says goodbye to his corpse-raising workshop. Other members of the Bloodstream sector do the same as they all prepare for war. June is reminded by the Bloodstream patriarch to keep her spirits up, as she is still responsible for explaining important matters to the Bloodlord. Their conversation is interrupted though, as it is explained that the Spirit Stream has arrived. They all greet each other, and June is glad to hear that Bai has been wondering how she is doing. He disappoints her though when he explains that he has also been concerned about the others. They follow Patriarch Song to make further preparations, and Hongzong speaks with Fang to explain that the treasures the three divisions will be using for the journey are all in position now. As for the Bloodstream's treasure, Fang states that it will be revealed to them the next day, but they must keep their distance from it. Bai points out how he has noticed that everyone in the Bloodstream sector is packing up their things, so everything must be pretty difficult for June to manage. He becomes concerned when she doesn't respond, as she is rarely this quiet. She then reveals that where they are now is the place they first met, but he states that of course he remembers. It's the place where his Bloodstream sector journey began. If she hadn't forcefully invited him back then, everything might have been different. She wonders if he ever regrets embarking on that journey, but he doesn't. He was an orphan to begin with, then the Spirit Stream sector took him in and gave him warmth. When he came to the Bloodstream sector, he was lucky enough to meet everyone, but is especially grateful to have met her. They got to know each other and came to understand each other. They went to war together and went through life-threatening experiences. Every second of the time he spent there will forever remain in his heart. The day he left the Bloodstream sector, he instantly knew that everyone there was equally important to him. They are a part of the reason he is the person he is today, and why he can feel like he has a family. June becomes flustered when he states that he feels like he is home, so she recommends that he take a few more looks at the Bloodstream sector. Bai becomes shocked when she reveals that it will be gone forever. She explains that tomorrow the entire Bloodstream division will enter the Blood Ancestor's body. Bai will be the one to control the Blood Ancestor's body and lead everyone to the middle stream. He realizes that this means the mountain gate will be completely destroyed, but she points out that it's a sacrifice that must be made. This is Bai's responsibility as the second blood ancestor, and there is no turning back for the bloodstream sector. If they fail to advance, then they perish. June acknowledges that she shouldn't be so vulnerable, but reveals that she is terrified. Bai completely understands as he points out how afraid he had been in previous battles. However, compared to losing his life, he is more afraid of losing those close to him. Bai states that whether they succeed or fail, he will always be with them. For him, home isn't limited to any division or any sector, it's their presence. It wasn't easy for him to obtain this bond, so he plans to protect it at all costs, and won't let any mishaps happen. The next day, Bai gives a speech to the Bloodstream Sector disciples. He explains that in order to battle the Sky River Court, the Bloodstream Division will awaken the Blood Ancestor's body for the first time. This undertaking is extremely difficult and much will be sacrificed. However, as long as they work as one, they will win the battle, and the Sky River Court will be their new home. Bai's words resonate with all the disciples as they begin cheering for their great Bloodlord. Feng explains to Bai that the sector has been preparing for this day for far too long, and he has also been waiting for this day for far too long. He is grateful to have Bai, who will be the one to make it all a reality for them. Bai states that he is ready, and Feng turns his attention to all the disciples. He explains that the Blood Ancestor's physical body has 108 man acupoints, 72 apertures, and 36 meridians. Feng instructs them to get into their positions, and the other patriarchs marvel at the sight, in absolute disbelief of what the Bloodstream plans to do. Feng then explains that all they need now are 3 spiritual souls and 7 physical bodies. The nascent soul perfected beings among them will each take the position of 1 physical soul, and Bai will take the position of the 3 spiritual souls. Bai understands, and the nascent souls head out to take their places. Bai makes his way into the Blood Ancestor's body as he reminds himself of their plan. He reaches his destination and states that they must assemble the consciousness with the soul and control the body with the heart. He announces that he is the Blood Ancestor, and he can hear every Bloodstream disciple as they greet their great Blood Ancestor. He states that they are all connected to his will, and now share his blood key. They can't bring out the true power of the Blood Ancestor without him being alive, but the power of its physical body, even if they can only wield a fraction of it, is enough. He commands that it stand, and everyone watches in awe at the unbelievable sight. The other patriarchs are stunned to see that the Bloodstream Sector did not hesitate to destroy their mountain gate to move up against the river with the Blood Ancestor's body. Their heroic determination is enough to shake the seas and the skies. Everyone is speechless as the giant hand mountain begins to move for the first time ever. Bai commands it to stand again, and all the disciples give everything they have. The hand begins to move even more, creating waves everywhere. It's clear to everyone that if the Bloodstream Sector would have used this power during the battle at Majestic City, then no one would have survived. Hongzong now realizes that Bai's importance to the Bloodstream Sector far exceeded everyone's expectations. The disbelief continues as Bai once again instructs the body to rise, and the entire Bloodstream Sector pours every ounce of their being into the cause. A mysterious man watches them from above, as Bai calls out for all the armies of the newly formed river-defying sector to set out, and the gigantic Blood Ancestor's body finally begins to rise. Thanks for watching part 32. Part 33 will be coming very soon.